Hi, everybody. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Beans Recording Modular. This is the Seaside Modular Proteus. It is a melody generator or a sequence generator, pitch sequence generator that I believe began life as a VCV rack module and now is here IRL. And I'm just going to give us a quick walkthrough of it. The maker of this did send it over, and I thought that, hey, this is pretty neat. I like algorithmic tools that can create stuff for us, and I really like how they did the controls on this, because I think, well, it may seem like a big module for, one out. It's basically like, what if you had marbles, but like so much more control over it in real time? And I think that's a pretty good sell. I think it's a pretty cool idea. So let me go ahead and hit record on my recorder and play on my sequencer. And we'll hear a couple things. We're hearing some drums from the MATLAB Trinity. And we're hearing Proteus make a sequence going into mutable instruments elements. Later on, we may add some C legs to this, but for right now, let's just get to know Proteus. So Proteus is getting a gate signal into the gate in right here. And that is being created by the acid rain constellation. So I can change up that pattern whenever I want. It's this LED right here. So keep an eye on that LED while I change this up, and you're going to hear the pattern change. So this thing doesn't really get like a clock in, it gets like a gate in. And that's how we tell it to move through the sequences that we're going to create. All right, so the first up we have is length. I just made it 4. I can make this up to, let's see. Wow, look at all that. I can make it very long. And you get that really nice feedback from the LED. So let's make it 8 sequences. Excuse me, 8 steps. There we go. And now you can only hear like one little note, and that's because density is super low. So let's turn the density up. There we go. So you can hear that it's got its own little rests built in. If I come back over to Maestro and turn the gate pattern going down into it, you'll also hear that it incorporates the rests into the new gate pattern. So that's pretty cool. Density all the way up is full 16th notes, and we can go super low in density. Right now, I actually have the lock on, so what we're generating here, or what we're playing with here, has already been generated, so to speak, and we are manipulating the generated sequence. We'll unlock this in a smidge. All right, let's talk about sleep real quick. Sleep adds like a wait of some amount of time before it restarts the sequence. So in this case, I believe it's 4 steps. So that's kind of interesting. Patience, this is how long it is before it creates a new sequence, because this will just generate new sequences. So if I turn this off, turn patient down, see that little light that just blinked? And also here, now we got a new thing there. Now we are generating new sequences every single time this button flashes. And now it's frozen. So you can adjust how much or how long it takes to do a new sequence, and then things like mutate will choose how much it changes. So our scales, we have a lot of scales. These are listed in the manual. I believe that this one is pentatonic minor, which is the one we're using right now. Octave. So this will possibly introduce octave shifts. Proteus stays in a particularly narrow octave range, and that's good because honestly, melodies don't jump around a lot in octave. We want to keep this pretty chill. Mutate. So how much will it change? And then complexity. How complex are the notes in the sequence? All right, so that's that. With all these controls, you can create sequences, and you can actually save them to these banks right here. You can have a number of patterns saved if you want, which I think is pretty damn neat. Let's go into the settings menu. So if I turn this up, this little switch, we go into the settings menu, and you can see we got this cool little rainbow LED right here. If that's not bright for you, the first thing you can do is turn the brightness up and down, which is right here. I like that bugger all the way up. So we have gate length. You can hear that get shorter. Now we're actually kind of like overlapping gates a little bit. So we'll go right there. Rotate. I can rotate this pattern, which could be a cool performance control. It could also be a way for you to move the pattern into configuration before you save it, which could also be really, really good. We have our slew time and slew notes. So let's turn slew notes all the way up and slew time all the way up. And now let's go ahead and turn on some of these options here. So I believe this is a variable gate length. That's going to introduce our slew. I don't remember what the rest control does, but you can very easily look it up. And then we have a quantize control, which means that if we transpose this with the transpose input, it will stay within key, which is pretty neat. So let's go ahead and try that. Go back out of settings. And we will grab voltage out of the F8R and put it into our transpose input right here. Let's make this bipolar. And now with a slider, I can transpose this in key. There's a small limit where it folds over for some reason and just goes into the bass. I'm not really sure why. But it's really nice to be able to transpose in key. And be able to go down and up, honestly. Be careful that when you are using the device that you remember whether or not you're in settings mode or not, because obviously if you pop into setting mode and then start playing around and thinking that you're in the regular mode, then you're going to mess up your settings. And then you can play around with the sequence with a transpose in. And that's Proteus. It's really simple on the front panel, I guess. Really kind of what you see is what you get. But the combination of it being able to get specific gate patterns. Actually, let's try this. Let's try some ratchets. Oh, that's good. So I'm going to add some ratchets to my sequence over here. That's cool. So it will respond to ratchets, which is neat. All right. Yeah. So just to, wrap this up, Proteus is a melody, a procedural or algorithmic melody or bassline generator, pitch generator with gate and CV out. Takes a gate in that you can make a pattern for however you want. And it will generate variable length sequences. The density is how many notes have happened in that sequence. Sleep is adding a rest before the next sequence starts again, a variable length. Patience is how long it will take before a new sequence is generated. Scale is your scale. Octave will introduce octave shifts into your melody. New will generate a new melody. Mutate is how much the thing changes over time. That's really pleasant. I like that. I think we're in Dorian right now, which is one of my favorite keys. And complexity is like how complex is the sequence. So with complexity down, you can hear we access a lot less notes. All right, that's Proteus. Thank you to Seaside Modular for sending over a unit. It's pretty cool to use. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Music Accordingly Modular, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Yeah.